Hey, how you doing? Andy here again. So, on yesterday's video cast, if you've not seen it, go back. I was swearing an awful lot. I was very, very tired. Apologies for the expletives, but say if it's going to offend you, probably not going to be a right fit together anyhow. But yesterday, I went to where we are right now with COVID, with Corona, and the recruitment entrepreneur. We're at home. We either have typically who we work with might be a one-man business up to size 10, 15, but usually it's companies looking to get from 0 to 250, 250 to a million, then a million plus and stay there. Let me get that down. So yesterday I focused on mindset, and it was really to let you know that these are times whereby if you can get a shift, there's going to now be a bigger opportunity in recruitment, in search, than in a 20-year span. What that means is if we look back across the last 10 years, this would be the biggest opportunity in the last 10 years. If we look forward in the next 10 years, it'd be the biggest opportunity in those 10 years looking forward to. So that's a 20-year span. So if we can get this working and we can get into implementation mode, now is the time to get your shit together. As I said yesterday, if you're going on holiday, you don't start dieting the day before. You start dieting 3 months out. And that's one of the principles, ensuring that you know the timeline of when projects are starting, etc. The thing is this, I also get, my phone's buzzing away. I also get that your mindset will be in a couple of different positions. So you could be in survival mode right now, survival mode. So we've gone from having a business, and it could be you've got a business whereby you were breaking even, hopefully not. You could be in a business whereby you were covering the bills and then you're putting some away. Or you could be in a business whereby you were stable. You could be in a business whereby you are now starting to leverage different strategies and starting to scale. I don't know. However, your mindset is telling you you're in either survival mode or you're in thrive mode. And it's a phrase that is really being bastardized already in these short 10 days that we're in this predicament, in this environment. But survive or thrive is pretty much a good summary. So first thing is this, your mindset. Be clear on why you think you're in survive mode versus in thrive mode. In fact, what I might do is get my iPad out in 1 second. Just make this a visual. I'm a very visual person. But first thing is this, what mode are you in? So if you're in survive mode, the key driver now is to create that raft to get you above stability. That's got to be your outcome. Have the raft in place to get to stability. That's possible. Now, if you're in thrive mode, it might be now, let's create the yacht. Let's create the yacht, which means we can now get the momentum, and we can really now leverage the opportunities in front of us. I said yesterday, this is like the wild, wild west we're in right now, and it's a time of opportunity. So are you in survive mode or are you in thrive mode? So that's the first principle. I will get my iPad out in 1 second. Second principle is this. When this kicks back in, which it will, it's going to be a time whereby there'll be a bounce back, there'll be a V. And that V model, are we at the bottom yet? Are we still on the way down? Have we reached it? Who knows? But it's going to bounce back. It's going to bounce back. So when it does bounce back, it's ensuring you've got your stuff together. So with that bounce back, if we know it's going to happen, and logically, if you remove the emotion from what's going on right now, the emotion, logically, you know it's going to bounce back. So if you know 100% you're going on holiday on June the 1st, you know you're going to start that diet 3 months out, aren't you? So you've got to take that sense of security and certainty that it's going to bounce back, which means you get a plan together to get your shit together. So to do that, we need to know that there's going to be a bounce, and we need to decide what action we're going to take pre that bounce, okay? So some of the things we'll be doing over the next few days, few weeks, we'll be going through how you can actually leverage that bounce back and get a result pre the bounce back. But when it comes back, you're riding that wave ahead of the herd. Do not be one of those who does it the same as everyone else, because everyone else is going to be those who are going to be reacting when the corner's being turned. No. We want to be doing these things now. So I'll bring my iPad up, but as I said, let me just Double check. So I'm getting buzzed left, right and centre right now. I said yesterday, I've never worked so hard. I had pretty much 2 years out of the business as such, in dad mode. And these last 10 days, I never worked so hard. And it's a glorious place to be. It's a glorious place to be, but wow, technology, huh? So the principle is this, and I want you to keep reinforcing this, We want to be in a place whereby we see this as an opportunity, We see this as an opportunity. And I learned this from my Filipino friends, the Philippines teams I've been working now with for over a decade. I've been using virtual in the Philippines. Made every mistake you can imagine. Now we have systems and processes we now train to our members, and we share with our members. However, one of the things I learned from my Filipino friends, very much a positive culture compared to the Western world, is when a world of shit happens, that's an opportunity. And it literally is a shift. And as my own team will tell you, when we have a problem inside Recruitment Marketing International, inside RMI, it's very rare that I lose my shit and go, what the fuck? If someone comes to me and says, Andy, we fucked up, 9 out of 10 times I say, great, we know what the problem is, we can fix it, great. If we're testing, and most of my job normally is testing a new strategy before we give it to a member, that means I fail at something 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I mentioned Peter Johns yesterday, I think. So Peter, one of the campaigns, we run an automated campaign called ~~. It took Peter 9 cycles to get it converted, but then it becomes evergreen. You can just literally click go for the next 12 months. 5x his business. So failing is most of what I do. And my job as the leader of RMI and also the leader of my members in a circle is to ensure my members get a result quickly, which means we need to fail quickly. So right now, we need to get into this mindset of doing things we've never done before. And my job's difficult because 90% of my time is dealing with failure. We've tried this, it didn't work, we go again. Right now, I'm creating strategies in the middle of this COVID crisis. Right now, we're testing live in front of our members, and we're gonna take 5 steps forward 1 week, next week it'll be 2 steps back. We're testing live in front of our membership. So, excuse me guys, I'm getting buzzed left, right and center. But the point I want you to make is this: do not wait for this to be an environment where everyone's calmed down. That's now past. Whew. We got through it. Whew. We're still here. Yeah, got good on us. You about Tony getting out of business? Yeah, but we're still here. No! We want to be using this time now to be leading. Leading yourself, number 1, each day. Leading your family, number 2. Leading your business, number 3. And you know what? Around you, hopefully, most people will say you're crazy. Why are you doing that? Times are shit. Why are you doing that? You don't know what's going to happen. Now is the time to see this is the opportunity. But also now is the time to switch from mindset, which hopefully you can do in a heartbeat now, and now switch into, right, what is my plan? And knowing this, and I've said to my members, I've said to my team, these next 12 weeks, and I've set a 12-week window, these next, by the way, we're now 1.5 weeks in, almost 2 weeks in, just 12-week window. This next 12 weeks is where the world can be changed. So for me personally, helping. That isn't some crass bullshit statement, it is. Before I started RMI, I used to mentor kids with behavioural problems. I've got a commendation from the Lord Mayor of Liverpool for helping kids. But it's difficult to monetize that. So I'm back to doing what I'm great at. I've been doing it for over a decade now. So the fact is we are in this space right now, but we got to get this mindset shift now into implementation mode, and you need to lead yourself, lead your family, lead your team, and that's a daily activity and hourly activity. So that's the key principle we went through yesterday. Now, when do you start doing this? So there's a 12-week window. We're almost 2 weeks in. So in my world, shit, we've missed 2 weeks. Buzzing again. We've missed 2 weeks, or we're 2 weeks in. How have we done? You should be doing the same. If you don't come out of quarantine with more authority, with more collateral, more campaigns, more avatar interviews, more automation, more structure, more systems, you have not taken this opportunity. We've all got family. We've all got negativity around us. We're all putting too much weight on. But if you come out of this in the same position, you are not taking this opportunity, and it is an opportunity. Now, if you're watching this going, shut the fuck up, Andy, it's easy for you to say, get off and go into your pity party. I have been in the worst pity party you could ever imagine I shared yesterday. But at some point, you've got to say, right, we're 2 weeks in, game time. Game time. Now is game time. Now is game time. Game time means, right, what is my plan? There are 3 phases. The chaos we're now in. How do we get stable? From survival to stable. Number 2, the bounce back. What is our plan pre and in bounce back? Number 3, what's our plan in the new normality? Now, the only thing we can be certain of right now is how to get from chaos to stable. We can do that by taking directed action. So what is your directed action in the last 7 days? Your directed action in the next 7 days. And again, if you've not come out of this with more collateral, with more campaigns, with more structure, sharpening your tools, sharpening your skills. Now, my thing's automation and inbound. So I want to know every single client in your niche, every single candidate in your niche. We want to have them all segmented. We want to be able to then literally click a button and have a proven template we can click go on. So right now, we need to test COVID-19 templates. We've got 5 different webinar strategies. Right now, webinar registrations are 3 to 4 times greater than they were 6 weeks ago. One of our members, Darren Franks, I gave a challenge on Monday. He's got 4 CEO appointments in the first 48 hours of taking action on what I said on Monday. Now is the time. So this is an opportunity, guys. So 1, your mindset is key, but taking directed action is key. Taking directed action is key. And this date we're in today, a year out is going to come. So what have you done in that year? What have you done in the next 30 days? And I'm living, breathing. I'm not on here getting myself up to be on camera. I said yesterday, I fucking hate being on camera. I hate it. I've turned down terrestrial TV twice in the UK. Hate it. Hate it. But I also know now is the time. Now's the time to do things that you don't want to do. But my future self is going to say thank you. When we do live events in London, I have members grab me and say, you changed my life. And that isn't to big me up. It's because we have Brandon Hadley who actually brought his wife to an event. But it's because we've taken an action, and the future self, which is going to come, you're going to be a year older. You're going to be 6 months older. And when you look back, you're going to say, well, everyone else was fucked. Well, the industry is fucked. No, you're making a decision on the action you're taking. And right now, some things you'll do, for example, if you did one of the 5 webinar strategies, they're now getting registrations much greater than they were 6 weeks ago. We have one of our members who is he works in ad spend in the States. Ad spend is 40 to 60% down right now. So with his clients, what he'll be doing, on Monday we're going through a webinar appointment funnel, he'll be setting up webinars with his clients to show them how to leverage this ad spend being down and get the best talent while this ad spend is down. Because people are being sent unemployed. There's opportunity. I've mentioned crisis management, disaster recovery. There's opportunity, but it must be focused action. Not just doing what you did 2 weeks ago, picking up the phone or LinkedIn emails. No, it needs to be focused. So the point is this. This is the biggest opportunity you will ever have. You'll ever have. It's been the biggest opportunity you'll ever have. Looking back the last 10 years, looking forward the next 10 years, this is it. This is game time. This is game time, if you choose it to be. And if you've got a voice saying, it's easy for you to say, I feel for you. I have been there. I've had my wobble during Corona too. And do you know what? I'll have another dozen wobbles. It's life. We have wobbles every fucking day. It's life. We drop some milk. Fucking snap. But we need to now know we're in this quarantine thing now. In the UK, I think it's another week a decision will be made. It might be a bit longer. Part of me is like thinking, great, that means all the things that we want to get in place we can now do. But also it means that all the action that we're taking, that my members are now taking, is some members are getting big results right now. And say we're doing live case studies. But what also is going to happen when this comes back, a lot of people won't be in the market. And when they come back, they'll be doing the same shit they did before. It'd be a new normality, a new world. So please see this as an opportunity. And again, if you're thinking about putting something negative underneath, fuck off. Fuck off. I don't give a shit about that type of thing. We should be now looking around each other and helping each other, lifting our teams, lifting our families. But it starts with you lifting yourself. Because as an entrepreneur, if anyone told me how damn hard this was all those years ago, I would never start the damn thing. I've started more businesses. I'm in double figures. But the reality is, what's beautiful about being a recruitment entrepreneur is this. The amount of units you put in with strategy dictates exactly, there's no luck, exactly how many units come out. If you put 10 units in and you've got a 10-to-1 strategy, a 1-to-many strategy, you'll get 100 units out. If you put 1 unit in, not giving a fuck, and it's just disparate, guess what? You might be lucky to get 1 unit out. You might break even. But you control what you do. So this is an opportunity. I'm in my kitchen right now. And on my fridge, I've got a very simple thing on my fridge saying about, right, these are the key things. And one of them is around how I'm focusing each morning. I said yesterday, Matthias ZM on YouTube. Get your head in the shape now of this is game time for you. It's game time for you. So if your head is dropping, all our heads are dropping. You're not alone. But give yourself 5 minutes, set a fucking timer, done. Now get your shit together. Right, what dedicated action am I doing in the next 7 days? If I could do 5 things in the next 30 days, it would move my business forward the most. So there's 3 parts to your business. Number 1, I keep using automate, that's my thing. You got your clients and you got your candidates coming in. Number 2, you've got a conversion process with clients, with candidates. And number 3, you've got a getting paid cycle. Now, simplifying, we've got over 200 strategies, but of those numbers 1, 2, 3, what would be the big 20-80 win for you? Pareto's law, right now. What could you focus on? Maybe you had 10 appointments and you're converting none of them. But you need to focus on a conversion module, or that's my language again. You need to focus on conversion. But come out of this with your tools sharpened. And know this, your future self will be so fucking proud of yourself when they look back and they say, I got through that. It's going to happen. I'm not very good at taking compliments. To this day, I'm adopted. And it's probably something to do with that. However, the thing is this, I am fucking damn proud of myself. That what happened to me 12 years ago, I'm now stood here helping people not go through that in recruitment. And indeed the absolute polar opposite. Buying fucking homes, buying Mercedes, posting inside our group for their wives. I'm damn proud of myself, but I made a decision that's never going to happen again. And do you know what? There's a lot of banging my head against a brick wall. That's fucking life. So know this is an opportunity. But if we've got, say, 1 year, or we got 90 days, every day that goes by now, we've got 89 days, 88 days, 87 days. But the work you need to do, or the opportunity that you've got, is still exactly the same, which means you need to do more in that period. You need to do more in that period. In fact, 1 second, let me do this. If we do this. So, I said I'm a visual person, and lots of my members are visual people. So, if I give you just a heads up on what we're doing here. So, we know that we're on the 3rd of April, 2020, and the 3rd of April 2021 is going to come. We know that. We know that September 2020 is going to come, and we know January 2021 is going to come. Unless we've got some Nostradamus shit going on and we're in that sort of mindset, which hopefully you're not. So we know those dates are going to come, okay? We know they're coming. We know they're coming. If we know they're coming. Now, we know the bounce back, we don't know exactly when it's going to be. It could look like this. We could be like this. We don't know, but it's going to come back. We know that. Yep, it's going to come back because we know it's going to happen. But also right now, I have members leveraging niches, roles, opportunities, getting bigger fees than we've ever had. We take this view, first of all, that these dates are going to come, okay? Now, there's 3 actions you can take. Number 1, you can be the guy and girl in the middle, which is I'm going to be using phrases like, I'll ride it out. I'm going to observe what the industry does, then move. You may or may not in September, in January, in April next year, you may or may not be in the same place, but I imagine if you've got that view, and if I take empirical evidence, which is what I've seen firsthand, you may or may not get to that point, but chances are you have a business that has gone down. You'd be part of the herd. Hopefully you can be in business, and I mean that with every ounce of me. The second individual is going to be the individual that says, right, I'm going to tighten my belt braces. Well, of course we need to tighten our belt braces. Everyone needs to do that. But I'm going to tighten my belt braces. I'm going to shut shop. I'm going to cut back. Now there's cutting back and there's cutting back. Of course, we need to cut back on some things, but remember, a cost is a cost, an investment is an investment. So for example, right now, if I take, let's say that we spot a niche in crisis management, in interim management, in Silicon Valley, as we speak right now, and I've got authority because in your business, what you should have in your business is a niche where you know your industry, your location, and your role, and underneath it, you might have role definitions, or you might have sub-niche definitions, etc., etc. And by the way, if I see anyone else nicking my shit, I won't be happy. So, but if we've got this structure in place, which we do with our members at the very, very first week, when an opportunity pops up, you can leverage it. We can leverage it. So if we take this view about cutting costs, if I'm in Silicon Valley, an investment right now would be, right, map out the market, who the clients are, what candidates do they need, and I'll be building up a data set or a LinkedIn set or an automation funnel on that. It's going to cost. Is it a cost? No, because it might cost me $2,000 to do it, but I'm going to get 120K fee back. So always remember, cost v investment. Investment means you get paid, ROI. So this guy down here is going to be cutting his costs. Cut costs. But also, this guy's likely to be going in a place whereby if this stresses out, he's going to get more panicky, make more rash decisions, get tighter. He won't have a business. That's not scaremonger. It's just fucking fact. And again, if you're going to be negative, don't post underneath here. Don't send me shit. Go and just check out your own empirical evidence yourself. The reality is we're in a time of opportunity. We need to cut costs, but we need to increase investment. We need to cut costs. We need to increase investment. So this person may or may not be bankrupt. This person may or may not be in business. But we know that these dates aren't going to shift. September is going to come. January is going to come. April is going to come. If that's the case, why would we not be leveraging? If you're intent to be in business in the next 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, why would you not be using this time now to invest? Invest strategically. And by the way, I'm not saying, well, we can't put food on the table, let's go and invest in a new computer. I'm talking about, right, for me to get paid, I need to be, we in my program, we spoke about something recently called the minimum viable amount. What's the minimum viable amount you need per month? Well, I need 10 grand. Okay. How many placements is that? It's 1. It's 2. Great. On the flip side, so we've got those in, may have just joined us and they might be in, right, we need to get to stability, but we've also got those who are in thrive mode. Their minimum viable amount doesn't matter. They're in invest mode now. They're on this curve. And what this takes up here, which is we used to be known as the inbound and automation people, now we build recruitment businesses. From startup to 250 to a million, millions from there. So we build businesses, recruitment search businesses. So these business owners get 2 things. Number 1, delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. Number 2, they get now, there's opportunity. and it's being strategic. It's investing in that opportunity. So they do two things. Again, delayed gratification. I can see on my business of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7x. And these aren't bullshit numbers. Just go to our iTunes, go to a website, don't care where you find it. And also don't care if you don't believe it. It is what it is. But they get now, and they get opportunity because it's there. And they also get delayed gratification for the true scale. So when we talk about you making a decision, the later that you leave this, so say you decide to take action here, and you got the right mindset, but you decide to take action down here, your curve becomes so much sharper, so much sharper. You left it late. And guess what? If the V is now happening, you're now going to be hitting against the herd. The time is now, to whatever degree, whether you're in thrive mode or survive mode. Actually, on that point, let me do this. In fact, let me do this. Let me do this. Wrong page, wrong model, but just make it a bit clearer for you. So I mentioned just now about you're going to be, there's a line of stability, okay? A line of stability, which might be here. And then underneath here, we might have different levels, okay, where we are right now. So we've got, say, those who've got their, so we talk about asset. Business owner, you should have an asset, then you leverage that asset, and then you scale. And some go into a new niche, which normally I don't recommend. So if we've got our asset in shape, what we can now do is start to leverage that asset right now. And to be frank, use words like start to clean up. Very crass, but safe for what it is. And then we start to scale, okay? So we're in shape, and we've really got this understanding right now. If you're in that position, what we're starting to do is, even in these times right now, we know we've got stability, which is the key thing for pretty much everyone right now. But then what we start to do is start to leverage as day-to-day comes. Now, if this is the line of stability, fucking Paul choice of pen, Andy. That's the line of stability. Down here, we've got the opposite going on. And the opposite might be you're in a place of you're bleeding right now. You're bleeding. Could be in a place of you think you're almost not breathing. You're not breathing. So right now, your goal is to build a life raft. Build a life raft and get here. Get here. Get stable. If you're here, your goal right now is to build the yacht. So we need to build a life raft that gets you stable. So if someone's new with me right now, it'd be about building a life raft and getting them stable. So it's been with me a period of time. It's now a case of, right, let's build this yacht, because now is the time. So this is why I talk about where are you? Where are you? So down here, we've got survival problems in your business. So it could be cash flow, it could be hitting a minimum viable amount, etc. Up here, we've got leverage problems. So normally, I talk about growth problems, but now it's leverage problems. How do we move? Instead of my world, we've got 12 weeks. We're already almost at the end of 2 weeks. So how do we leverage these next 10 weeks?
So you get the principle.
If you're above this line here.
Action now.
Again, if you're down here in life raft mode,
target action. Go to our website, recruitmarketinginternational.com.
Get clarity on where you are.
If you go to the coronavirus war plan page, bit by bit, you're going to see more and more on there. If you want to speak to us, you'll find an option there. Key thing is this: take fucking action. Take action. Do not let your future self down, because this opportunity now in recruitment and indeed search, you know, the roles that are coming about, the high level roles. I mentioned about, we have members in, we're looking at, you have a niche, and under each niche you've got the industry, you've got your location as role. So one of my almost trademarks is industry, location, role. when I'm dealing with a $10 million business or a startup, we go back to basics. What industry, what location, what role is your client and your candidate? Now, underneath the roles, in many industries, there are now these opportunities coming up. There are roles coming up where these businesses need rapid implementation now. Look for them. So guys, with that said, opportunity is here. Shit times are here. You decide which it is. You decide which it is. Of course, so medically it's happened to your family. I'm not here to talk about that right now though. If you're fortunate to not be in that position, now is the time where you decide what this fucking means to you and what it means to your business. What it means to your business. Because out of this will become more entrepreneurs who have fucking struggled and now have said no more, they've taken it, and now are going to fucking fly. And I hope it's you. With that said, I'll see you soon. You know where to find us. Take care. Speak soon.